CNBC TV 18 Weekender.
Hi guys, welcome back. Since it's yoga day, Rajiv and me have decided to get onto our yoga mats and show you guys some very easy asanas for all the corporate junkies out there that have long working hours. And Rajiv, since you're the yogi, you start.
Sonia, I think a typical corporate day, involves so much sitting, standing, several hours. So one of the best asanas to demonstrate today, I think, is this one, the Vajrasana. And it's very deceptive, but people watching us, if they were to try this, to just sit back on their legs, which is not easy in the beginning, but it hurts your knees, it hurts your metatarsals, but eventually you get comfortable, and you have to learn to keep your toes together, your heels apart, and rest your sitting bones in between that. And you would find immediately the effect on the body starting from the diaphragm is such that there is a easing of the physical fatigue and stress in this. And then we can take it further by interlocking our fingers and stretching forward in this way to involve everything from the fingertips to the wrist, to the elbows, to the shoulders. All the time keeping the spine very straight, very erect, because as somebody said, you're only as old as your spine. So as long as your spine is strong and flexible, you're good. And you can intensify it a bit from there, taking it up. It is very important to breathe correctly with the movement.
So this can be done even while you're sitting on your chair?
Absolutely, anywhere. This is all the space you need. I do it on airline seats all the time. And people can do it in the local trains in Mumbai. I'm
sure a lot of people stare at you, but you don't care.
No, I care. I like it. And you breathe out, and that's how you engage your core. And then if you wish, you can follow it up with a very gentle and simple stretch, first to one side. So whenever you and Lata want to look at each other or away from each other, twist in one direction or the other. What is the one biggest learning that you got from yoga that you imbibe on a daily basis? I learned a very important lesson and therefore important technique once, that it is very important, if you want to be stable in the asana, to have your vision or your sight fixed at one place. And you would find that if your sight wavers, then your mind wavers, and in the mind wavers, the body wavers. And then you can't do the asana properly. And then you can't do it, you're unstable. And once I was doing it out in the open, and then I discovered this, that if I were to fix my sight at something that's too close to me, that doesn't help me to be stable. And if I look at a hilltop or a cloud far away, that also doesn't help me to maintain my position. So I discovered that actually when I find a middle path, something that's at a reasonable distance, not too close, not too far, and fix my sight on that, that is when I feel completely stable. And I would say it's the same in business. If you're just trying to achieve something for the next quarter, I think the organization and its performance will not be stable. If we only keep talking about 5 years hence, 10 years hence, maybe there's a hint here for our government, that's no good either. I think we need medium-term goals, not too short-term, not too fuzzy and long-term. And unachievable. Fix our sight on that. That gives us stability, and then we work towards that. So that would be an interesting analogy, I would say. Okay, on that very, very enlightening note, Rajiv Bajaj, thank you so much for joining us. It was an absolute pleasure.
CNBC TV 18 Weekender.